A lot of things have happened since I've been on my little holiday vacation. And one of those things in particular has been JuJu Watkins. And now I saw a clip of Carmelo Anthony, Monica McNutt, talking about JuJu Watkins. Now, I told myself I wasn't going to make any content during this holiday vacation I recently took. Even though I still worked, because my job is a piece of shit, that extra time that I had, I wanted to take that time to enjoy family and just reset my body. But I was not blind or deaf to the things that I've heard and seen online. So I came across this clip, and I'm pretty sure by now you guys have already seen it. Carmelo Anthony, Monica McNutt. Of course, they're talking about JuJu Watkins. Now I'm going to play the clip to actually refresh my mind on what the conversation was.
Women's basketball, to me, is in great shape. What's your biggest prediction of women's basketball in 2025?
I got one name, JuJu Watkins.
Say no more.
Yes.
Right?
Say no more.
Of course, I could give you a prediction about how it continues to grow. But I do think what we saw in the last 2 years is you need names to pin it to that have had crossover appeal. JuJu's that girl. USC is in the new Big Ten. She's literally going to be playing ball all around the country. And we can maybe have this conversation in April, but let's see what that looks like in terms of being able to stir up the frenzy that we had that frankly carried Caitlin into this season. Caitlin had a fantastic year, rookie of the year, exceeded expectations. I think JuJu has the potential to do the same thing when she gets to the pros, but if we could get that energy going from the college basketball ranks into the W season, I think it's only up.
I feel like anybody who's watched JuJu Watkins who, like...
Man, she's so cold.
She's Maya Moore, like...
Very Maya Moore-esque.
Super, bro.
Her mid-game package is elite.
Easy.
Crazy.
Her footwork is elite.
I've seen a lot of memes online, and they said Caitlin and Angel Reese were Magic and Bird, and then JuJu's gonna be Jordan.
Yeah, because she got
like
a different type of game.
Yeah.
She has a killer game. Like, it is no, you in front of me, I'm trying to eat.
Yeah.
Get out my way. Caitlin had a different type of killer. I mean, she'll pick you apart. She'll shoot your lights out from half court. Like, she can pass. JuJu is one-on-one.
It's nothing she can't do.
Get downhill, get to her
Yes.
package, get a bucket.
You getting cooked.
She's a bucket getter.
Cold.
Right.
It's funny because we told that line, particularly in the conversations around black women, about, don't be humble. Incredibly humble, but as soon as the lights are on, as soon as you step on the court, bump all that. Like, she killer, to your point.
She remind me a lot of you. Like, a lot of the mid-range game, the ease in which she got buckets.
She does have that.
Yeah, Maya Moore is a thing, but just like move set wise, I'm like, that's Carmelo Anthony right there. That's
My God,
I saw the reaction from people online about this clip, and of course, a lot of the people who are fans of Caitlin Clark aren't really feeling JuJu, or they aren't really giving her a chance to develop and be the player that she probably is going destined to be. They feel more that someone's trying to replace Caitlin Clark so early, and that's not the case. No one's replacing Caitlin Clark. Right now, this is a conversation that Caitlin Clark shouldn't even be involved in. But it sucks that when we ever mention any other prominent or possible generational talent besides Caitlin Clark, those fans feel some kind of way about it. Nowhere have I ever heard anyone say that JuJu Watkins was replacing Caitlin Clark, or JuJu Watkins was going to take Caitlin Clark's spot. No one is saying that. All anyone is doing is just giving JuJu Watkins her fair shot at what she could possibly be. All I ever seen anyone do for JuJu is give her the proper credit or the proper respect for her game. But yet people who are fans of Caitlin Clark feel some kind of way because there's someone else now to be mentioned. I even see those same fans feel some kind of way when people talk about Paige. So it's not a black or white thing. It just seems to be a thing where Clark fans only want people to talk about Clark. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's never gonna happen. As great as Caitlin Clark is, there's always going to be someone they compare her to. Whether that be a good comparison or a bad comparison, a rival comparison, or a collab comparison. It's always going to be a comparison to anyone who is that number one player. We've seen this in every sport. We've seen this in every era. A lot of CC fans need to get out of that mode that people are only going to talk about Caitlin Clark because they're not. And see, what the media does is, the more you guys push for that, the more they're going to continue to throw other players in your face. The more Clark fans fight against there being more players to talk about than just Caitlin Clark, the more the media is going to push back on it. You have to understand, Caitlin Clark is growing the league. And what the league is trying to do, what media is trying to do, is get more players involved in growing the league also. And it's possible. All I kept seeing is JuJu don't sell as many tickets as Caitlin do. I had this conversation not too long ago, probably before the holidays, where the critique against JuJu was she's probably a better one-on-one player than Caitlin Clark may be, but she don't sell as many tickets as Caitlin Clark does. She doesn't bring that many eyes to the game like Caitlin Clark does, which is true. But I had to do a little deep dive, and when you talk about Caitlin Clark and she played in Iowa or whatever, what other sports teams or what other attractions do they have in Iowa besides those two college teams? Iowa doesn't have any other major sports team in that area. So the one thing that Iowans, I don't know if that's a correct term for you guys, had was Hawkeyes, Cyclones. Iowa, and you had Iowa State. Their two main attractions are their colleges. What JuJu is in Cali, where there's 1 million sports teams that she has to compete with. The fact of having even 3/4 of the gym packed. Now we're talking about women's basketball, a sport that people don't really watch. You try to compare that against the San Francisco 49ers, the Rams, the Chargers, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Dodgers. She's not getting priority over all those teams. California is a big state. Women's basketball is small in California. If you know, you know. I would love to see how Caitlin Clark would have managed to bring those same eyes out in a major market like California. It may be easier to be in an area where there's no competition sports-wise and you have that one sensational player. Now be clear, this is not a Caitlin Clark bashing video. I just don't think their coming up is nowhere near the same. It's a lot that goes into being in the big market. Just because you're in a big market does not mean that you automatically got those eyes or those people that's gonna buy tickets. Now listening to commentary like this, I don't see how people took anything that anyone on this panel said to be a shot at Caitlin or lifting JuJu up, trying to bring Caitlin down. Now, everyone was saying Monica McNutt has been silent since Caitlin Clark's first season. Monica McNutt in HD just gave Caitlin Clark her credit. So can we stop the narrative that Monica McNutt doesn't like Caitlin Clark? A lot of you Clark fans will feel some kind of way if Caitlin Clark came out and you seen her and Monica McNutt showing each other love. You guys will hate that. It's just sad to say that we come to a point in society that we don't like to see people show love to people. It always has to be some kind of hate involved. I'm pretty sure with Monica McNutt giving Caitlin Clark her credit while they're talking about JuJu, someone probably still found something negative to say about that and negative to say about Monica McNutt. Carmelo Anthony just gave Caitlin Clark her credit. She'll shoot the lights out, half court threes everywhere. They all gave Caitlin Clark her credit. They all show love to Caitlin Clark. And someone still is going to find something negative about that. Nowhere in this conversation did any one of these people compare JuJu Watkins to Caitlin Clark. And maybe someone in my comments are going to say that JuJu is not better than Caitlin Clark, as if someone compared them two together. And yet someone online, possibly my comments, is going to tell me that somewhere in this video, someone said that JuJu Watkins was better than Caitlin Clark, which no one said. No one on this panel compared the two. They gave Caitlin her credit. They gave JuJu her credit. They said Caitlin is like Bird, Angel Reese is like Magic, JuJu is like MJ. They're all goats to me. And yet someone's gonna say some negative, hateful shit about JuJu Watkins. That's the type of society we are in right now, where we can't show love to everyone. We can only show love to one. We can't show love to everyone. I'm gonna tell you guys now, I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. I'm a JuJu Watkins fan. Angel Reese is growing on me. I'm an Asia Wilson fan. I'm a Paige Beckers fan. I'm a Sabrina Ionescu fan. Breanna Stewart actually has game. Nafisia Collier is a baller. Most of you guys like the player. I like the game.
I would say compared to other 17-year-olds, my life is pretty crazy.
The first female athlete signed to Clutch Sports.
Young female hoopers didn't used to be superstars.
I'm ready to show everybody who JuJu is.
What this young woman did for a community, for a program, is incredible.
JuJu Watkins for mayor.
She's the future of women's basketball from the lace up.
Your mother still does your hair. Have you learned how to perfect your own bun yet?
Bruh, like the fact that everybody's gonna know that my mom does my hair after this, like, I'm getting so much backlash. So listen, this is all I'm gonna say. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get it like that. This woman has 18 years of experience, so please relax, chill on me for a second.
If you guys don't know anything about JuJu Watkins, you might want to watch this documentary. Like, she has a story. And I'm pretty sure Caitlin Clark has a story too. I wish they would have did a docuseries like this with Caitlin Clark. Maybe they will, I don't know. If they do, I'm gonna watch it. But for people who don't know much about JuJu Watkins, or to the people who do know about JuJu Watkins, I would advise you to go watch the docuseries. I watched 2 episodes already. I think they got a 3rd one out at the time of this video. I'm gonna catch up on that video. But the first 2 episodes I saw, I'm not even gonna lie, it was touching to me. JuJu Watkins is getting so much hate because of fans' love for Caitlin Clark. You guys gotta understand, this is a young girl. I think at the time of this documentary, I wanna say she's 18, 19. If you watch her in this documentary, she is one of the most humble, quiet, shy, don't really like recognition type of players I've ever seen. I didn't even notice about her because on the court, like Camilla Anthony said in the video, on the court, she's a killer. But to see her around her family and her friends, her teammates, I tell you this, she's the opposite of what we see from Angel Reese. How Angel Reese is more flashy, more, you know what I'm saying, she wants you to see her type stuff. JuJu Watkins don't care for the spotlight. She don't care for none of the cameras. In this docuseries, you can tell, you can see, she actually says it. She just wants to play ball. It surprised me for a person who has the attention they have with JuJu Watkins, for her to be so shy and so to herself, so humble. She has a good family around her. But to see people online giving this young girl hate and they don't know anything about her, that's evil. Before you judge JuJu and think JuJu's set out here to take your favorite player's spot, whatever, the girl just want to play basketball. Now, I'm not being sponsored by State Farm, even though we know she has an endorsement with State Farm. This docuseries is sponsored by State Farm and Uninterrupted, and it's on Peacock. It's actually on YouTube. I'm watching it on YouTube, but it's also on Peacock too. I'm just gonna say, if you guys don't believe me, go watch the docuseries of JuJu Watkins. And it makes it better for people like me because now I'm watching and I say, yo, she has good character. I can't say that about a lot of people. I can't say that about a lot of celebrities or athletes. She's humble. She has family around her. She has me as a fan, so I'm locked in. So you guys can hate all you want. I'm gonna post JuJu Watkins content whenever I feel like it's something to post. This channel is not dedicated to Caitlin Clark. This channel isn't even dedicated to sports at all, but I'm locked in now. Shout out to JuJu Watkins, man. I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing. It's well respected. From Virginia to California, hey, you got love on this side.